Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel where I'm occasionally super narcissistic and talk about stupid shit about myself for no apparent reason, but for some reason you guys like to click on it. No, on a serious note, I'm definitely not a narcissist. But today I wanted to address something because it kind of relates to like my whole life and experience, and for some reason you guys sometimes seem to care about that shit, so I thought I would share the origins of why I think I maybe come off as insecure sometimes. Now, I know a lot of you also say, no, you come off like super confident, and I wish I was confident as you, like blah, blah, blah. But I also still get a lot of people say, oh, you seem so insecure the way you talk about yourself, or you like play yourself down, and like what you say, thanks for listening to my motherfucking face, it's like really self-deprecating, and you're better than that, and blah, blah, blah. And I just want to kind of like talk about why it is I come off the way I do, why I say the things I do, and why I have like very self-deprecating humor sometimes, as opposed to like, I don't know, more cocky humor and whatever. I'm not insecure. I mean, do I have insecurities? Sure, but I would say as a whole, I'm extremely like just super fine with myself and super chill about all that. But anyway, it's actually kind of interesting because I actually know like why I sound the way I do, because it's actually very deliberate. Like I purposely like play myself down or self-deprecate sometimes, and I do it in my own personal life. I mean, it's a huge reason why I don't speak in like super long pretentious words all the time. I'm super capable of it if I want to, but instead I curse. Sometimes I sound, you know, ghetto, I guess some people have said in the comments, which I think is like really fucking rude because of like what it means on like a racist level, but whatever. I know you guys are gonna be like, Paige, ignore the haters, blah blah blah, doesn't matter what they say. Like, it's not even just like haters. Some people like legitimately are saying like they're like worried about me. They think I'm like, I don't know, like super insecure and like unhappy or depressed or whatever. Also because like some of you guys just seem to like it if I just talk to you like this, and I thought, fuck it, well, let's see if that works out, because right now sometimes it's harder to pull off some of the like, I don't know, more involved videos, like little skits and things, just because I am working on this company a lot. Okay, I don't have toothbrush in my hand, like don't ask. I just have toothbrush in my hand. Like we're just gonna go with it, okay? Like but yeah, I'm like sitting in front of my window now. I had no idea. This is like, look at this fucking lighting. I don't have to use lights. I think I'm gonna sit here more often. This is super comfortable. So the origins of why I am sometimes self-deprecating and talk down about myself, and I don't know, and the way I speak even a little bit, though I've already done a video about that here. It all started when I came out of the womb. No, I'm just kidding. But on a serious note, I was like a really precocious kid. Like, I mean, I was an only child, so that helps too. But I mean, I had like a very young single mom, and she pretty much had no idea what she was doing. She had me when she was 20. I mean, she did a fucking really crazy good job for everything. I mean, I didn't think that until I actually hit the age of 20, and I was like, fuck, my mom was like carrying me around at this age. Like, I can't even like feed myself. Like, I don't know, like, and I'm 20. I don't know how she did that shit. I taught myself to read before I was even going to school. I always made adults like laugh a lot and stuff like that, because like I just would say things that you wouldn't think like a little kid would say, and I was always like a little bit weird, like I don't know, not antisocial. I didn't have any kind of disorders. I really liked adults. I just had no clue how to fucking talk to other kids my age, and I'm talking about when I'm like preschool age or whatever. I was really bad with my peers for some reason. My mom would actually say that when she would come get me from preschool, all the kids would be playing house or something in the like corner, and they'd be like, I don't know, fucking around, yelling, screaming, laughing, and I would just be in the corner like reading a book. So, you know, by the time I hit, I think it was either kindergarten. I was in kindergarten, and my teachers, I was like a problem. I was like always not paying attention, or like doing something else, or fucking drawing or whatever. But yet I would like answer all the questions right. I'd ace all the tests. I had no problem reading or writing or anything like that. So the teachers were like, she might do better if she skipped a grade. And they went to my mom and were like, you should probably put her in second grade. She's kind of just bored and it's a little bit disruptive. Yeah, I was like always getting comments like being like disruptive or whatever. So it's like, it's not that I was quiet and shy. I wasn't. I was like outspoken, but I just didn't do it in a way I could relate to like my peers. I didn't really have little friends, and I was bored. Anyway, what I'm really getting at here is, I guess I was smart. Now, I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world. I'm not fucking Stephen Hawking. I haven't taken like an official IQ test anytime recently or whatever. I'm not saying anything about that. I think there's lots of different types of intelligences, and I'm like really shocked by how smart some people are that you wouldn't think are smart and whatever. So just with that said, I did grow up like always being, you know, sorted into the gifted classes and always being put into like the hardest stuff. And they when I was, I think in first grade or second or something, they realized I should be in like the gifted program or whatever, which is so shitty that they do that in schools. I mean, come on, like it makes people feel like shit probably if they're not in the gifted program. Right? But they started like pulling me out of class when I was like, I don't remember, in elementary school, and they took me to a room. They're being like super nice, and they would give me these like weird tests. And I remember like one test was like a bunch of egg shapes, like a grid with eggs in each square or whatever, and they were like, you have, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or whatever, try to make as many different pictures of these eggs as you can. Like I had to like different visual things, like draw on these like eggs, like different things I could do with just a circle. And like I don't remember what I did, but that was like one of the tests they gave me, and that's just one I remember specifically. But then there was like other times they were like pulling me out of class and giving me these tests, and then all of a sudden my mom one day was like, so the school like said you're, you know, really like gifted, you have like a high IQ, so you're gonna go in all these other classes, not these current classes. And I don't know, my memory's not that good, but I do remember I was always like sort of getting separated. And like, yeah, I'd be in the class with like the gifted students, but even then there would be like the similar problems. And I don't know, I had no idea how to relate. I always really liked the teachers. I don't know if you guys remember that accelerated program shit, but I read the fuck out of books. I was like always reading. I still read a lot, not as much as I did when I was a kid, but I was like always trying to read like the biggest book I could find and like impress the teachers with how much I could read or whatever and like comprehend. And I mean, I was always really good at like any of the comprehension stuff. I just kept getting singled out, and I never really figured out how to like talk to these other kids. I kept being told I was like, oh, you know, you're like really smart, like, you know, or whatever. And like school was just always like super easy for me, to the point where I currently have horrendous time management skills, absolutely retardedly bad time management skills. I cannot, like, I'm the worst procrastinator. I'm better now if I'm working on something I'm really passionate about, but in school I wouldn't read the fucking book that we'd been reading for fucking 2 months in class until like 2 nights before the fucking test, and I would still get an A. And my mom would be so frustrated all the time because she would try to get me like, Paige, do your homework or read your book or whatever, and I'd be like, no, I'm gonna play World of Warcraft, I'll be fine, I'll get an A. And I would, and she'd be like, well, shit. So it's like she had no way to really teach me good skills with like homework and all this stuff, because it was all fucking easy for me. I didn't give a shit. I kind of wish it had been a little differently. I think I would have better work ethic in some ways now. I mean, I have really good work ethic when I'm passionate, but like I have to be very interested to have good work ethic. Otherwise, I'm completely useless. Welcome to Redhead Redemption 2018, when all she does is ramble about stupid shit. Okay, so how does this relate, all this kind of backstory relate to why I'm so insecure? Well, my friends, along this sort of growing up journey or whatever, I was always getting accused of like being really arrogant. Which, I mean, I probably was a little bit in the same way that like lots of young people are pretty arrogant and think they know more than everybody else and like whatever. But I mean, obviously I took it to a different level, or otherwise people wouldn't have been saying that. I also was weird, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. I mean, when I was like 14, I'd go to like Barnes and Noble every day after school just to like, I would bounce between the like erotic section, because I was like very curious about sex shit, and I would just like read the books even though I wasn't doing it yet, but I would read all the books on it. And then I'd go to like it's like anthropology and political science. Those were my interests. I would read all kinds of stuff like that, like biological anthropology. I thought I was going to be like an anthropologist one day, or like a professor or something. I read books like The History of Western Philosophy when I was like fucking 13. Like, I was like a pretentious little fuck, you guys. Like, oh man. And by the way, I still find that stuff interesting, not gonna lie. But so, I mean, I was weird in the sense like I would talk about anything. I just didn't have a filter. I would say what I thought, how I thought it, in whatever way I thought it, pretty bluntly. And obviously that makes a lot of people uncomfortable sometimes, but on top of that, it was a combination of like I don't know, the way I would speak. Like, I didn't used to curse when I was a teenager. I didn't say like or what the fuck or like dude, like all of that stuff as much. Like, I wasn't like cool. Like, I would say big words. Like, I don't know if it was like a subconscious thing or if it was just because I literally was reading a book every couple days all the time, and I just picked up like a really good vocabulary from that, and I just naturally came out sounding like a pretentious fuck. I don't know. But yeah, so I was like always dealing with this sort of disconnect between my peers and I and other young people around me. Sorry, I always got along really well with like adults and teachers. I was always, you're so mature for your age, and now I'm like so immature for my age. I'm like, I don't know, the reversal there. Yet still fondling the toothbrush. You know how it do. I'm what you call like I'm actually more introverted than a lot of people would think based on my personality and how extroverted I seem, but I'm not like the type of person who like really likes parties and clubs and like being surrounded by people all the time, I don't like having to go through all the niceties with people all the time, so like I'd rather just go, play PS4 with a bunch of people, and then when I feel like fucking off, I just leave. Like, I don't have to like be like, okay, bye, for like 10 fucking minutes. But yeah, so I had all these problems, growing up. People always talking about me. People say mean things about me. People say I was, just arrogant a lot. Weird. I got slutty a lot. I had like the worst reputation I think a virgin could ever have when I was in high school. I was a fucking virgin, and like I was apparently sleeping with everybody. And I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 17, which, I mean, I guess is still like kind of early, but it's not early for where I'm from. Like, everybody was having sex when they were like 12, okay, where I'm from. It's so funny, actually. Now I've had like people I went to school with try to sort of tweet me or like say sorry, or just someone was like, oh, you're like the most successful person from our school now, and like stupid shit like that. I'm like, I would not consider that to be true, but it is a little surprising that I grew up like barely ever having friends, and if I did have friends, it was usually dudes, and now I have this channel and like all of you guys like me. It's fucking weird, not gonna lie. Here's the thing, I didn't care about like what people thought, but I did see how much it hurt me that people didn't like me. Like, for example, I was like a good actress. I was like in the drama club for a long time. I thought I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to go to a school with like a good drama program as well as good academics and shit. I could like never get the lead for some reason on these like, these plays I was in all the time. And I like, I was good. Like, I would go to like these like thespian shows or whatever and like put on these like dramatic monologues or comedic monologues, and I'd win like, high, like the top rewards or whatever. And yet I couldn't get these leads. And part of like in our club, part of the decision making for the roles wasn't just the drama teacher. It was like a panel of people who ran the drama club, the treasurer and the president, and I could see, I'd be like, okay, people don't like me, that's why I'm not getting things I deserve. Oh, that sucks. So I would see stuff like that, and that sort of, those types of experiences, and being able to see that I was having issues just for the sole reason that people didn't like me, which presumably was because I came off as arrogant or better than them, or all these types of things that I did not feel, by the way. I did not ever think I was like better than anybody or smarter, I mean, I'm sure of course I think I'm smarter in certain ways than other people, but I feel like everybody's got something on me in some way, so I never really thought that, and yet that's how I came off, and I struggled with that perception for a long time, and things like, the drama thing or whatever. So, those carried over to when I started like stripping and stuff, and the same sorts of problems arose. But in strip clubs, it wouldn't just be people like talking shit about you. They'll literally gang up on your ass in the locker room or try to steal your money and shit. So I was like, fucking damn, I need to figure out a way to kumbaya fucking ya some of this shit with these people. And it started around when I was like 18. I just started more with the self-deprecating, more with the playing the self down, more with trying to sort of consciously not say such big words all the time. Just anything I could do to like show I was like actually humble, like say things that I'm like, oh girl, you're so good at that. I wish I was that good. Like, just learning how to be like very obviously humble, even if sometimes I realized that I didn't necessarily think I was that, like, you know, beneath anybody, or maybe I thought I was like better at something, but I wouldn't like say it, because obviously then you're an arrogant fucking asshole, nobody likes you. So it just kind of, I think a lot of this stuff, this journey of mine, and why now I seem insecure but I'm not, was sort of me learning how to be extremely self-aware. Like, I'm now very self-aware. Like, I know what I'm good at, I know what I'm bad at, I know what I need to improve on. I know how I come off to people now that I didn't always, and I know what not to say and what to say and those types of things. And that's all just a product of learning about what triggers people or not. So like now I'm like really good at getting along with pretty much anybody for the most part. You know, I'm like, I just understand people a lot more, but it just took years and years and years and years of like observation and confusion and why the fuck does everybody hate me? and like trying to figure out, okay, they were nice and then all of a sudden they were cold. What did I say? Okay, that must have been bad. All right, let me not say stuff like that. And yeah, pretty much all of that. So now, you know, I wouldn't say it's all fake. I think maybe this is coming off like, oh, well, you just fake it. You know, you're really an arrogant asshole on the inside. Like, no, I just had to become very self-aware of what my intentions were versus how I was being perceived. And I mean, this is a really hard thing to do. And I would say I'm largely over it. I mean, I still seem to like, I'm not like Miss Congeniality, and not everybody in the fucking world is gonna like me. Like, I try really hard. And that's why I think sometimes what people mistake as insecurity is really just me being like how I've learned to be in order to not trigger people. Anyway, that's enough of rambling. I hope you guys, I hope that, I don't know what the fuck this was. I understand if you clicked out of this out of the first 2 minutes, because fuck this video, this was stupid, but I just decided to do a little rambling action. Maybe a lot of you guys can probably relate to my experience here, and I don't know, now we can like connect, and now, you know, because we're friends, and I love you guys. Anyway, thanks for listening to my motherfucking not insecure face, and I hope you guys enjoy this little what do you call it, one-on-one action? Yeah. Alright, thanks guys, bye.